Hello, everyone, and welcome to the weekly collective reading. I'm Nicholas Ashbaugh. It's good to see all of you. If you're brand new, you came to the right place. This is something that I do every Sunday, and basically we will tune in and see what angels, spirit guides, and spirit in general wants to deliver through some channeled messages. Then we'll take a look at 7 cards to map out the week ahead, check in on the elements, and we have a special topic today, which is cosmic magnet. We'll talk more about that later, but it's about attracting things that you want. So I think today is shaping up to be a good reading. I like what you guys chose. All right. First things first, if you're brand new here, show a little bit of love and support. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos. Would love to hit the next milestone. Let's see if we can do it by the end of the year. Thank you in advance. You can also find out about me more on social media. We'll talk more about other ways to get involved. Super stickers, super chat, and of course memberships are also a great way to show some love. All right, let's get into the channeled messages for today. So I've been doing a lot more meditation lately, and I tuned in last night specifically asking for Archangel Uriel to come through with some messages around whatever you guys chose, and there was a lot that came through in dreams. So one of the things that I saw was it's almost as if some of you have held yourself back from flying, from being able to go forward on the next goal, dream, mission, whatever, that next step in your life. And because I was dealing with angelic energy for this reading, of course I saw like the energy of wings, but it felt like they were kind of tied in place. So sometimes we tie ourselves down or weigh ourselves down or mute our light. Sometimes people around us have a difficult time understanding who we are, why we are, the way we are. And this is your moment to, because it's like tied down, it wasn't permanent, like just unfurl. It's like come out of the chrysalis, if you will, and spread your wings and try something different. So being held back, but either by someone else and their expectations, but not something that actually was a physical weight, it still was kind of like the equivalent of binding you a little bit. So what you want to do is unbind that. It's just thoughts, and your thoughts can be just as strong and just say, I reject that. I am who I am. And that's really all there is to that, like just understanding yourself and declaring your path pretty clearly. It is necessary for this next step for you to innovate and step out of the comfort zone. So in the minor arcana, we have 8 of swords, and there's blindfolds on that. And there's an appearance or a feeling of being within a prison, but the prison is often self-imposed. And so imagining a different outcome can create a different outcome. It can also be a really cool card for how you can tune out nonsense. And I recently had an experience where I'm on the other side of recovery, so thanks for being patient, but I had a terrible sinus infection that closed up my eustachian tubes, I think went into the inner ear, and I was actually starting to lose hearing. So I had to go to multiple doctors and got the necessary medication to help with that. But really all that was doing was calming the symptoms, and it was a lot of medication. So I sat down and I thought, this isn't what I signed up for on this planet. I have things to do, and I'm going to work on the energetic causes as well. We'll let the Western medicine do what it needs to, but I'm also going to go inward and look and find and see what I need to heal and unlock and shift internally to aid in the healing, maybe even lift it up a little bit. So not everything is going to be obvious. You can go to someone and they're like, I don't know what's going on, because that actually happened with like 3 or 4 doctors. One of them found it and they're like, oh, it's this and we can do this. But then I thought to myself, now I need to kind of help the body because we've been in this for a while. So you have to sometimes look within in the 8 of Swords and find your own solution. And if you're old enough or maybe just an avid reader, there were books in like the 80s and 90s called Choose Your Own Adventure. So your life is a choose your own adventure. If you don't like the adventure you're on, flip back a couple pages and rework it. And that's what I did. I'm like, this isn't what I chose. Timeline shifting is what this is. So I've been doing a lot of that this year, thinking about, do I want to move here? Do I want to try this? Am I going to? So I continue to look at where something brings me, and then I think, no, this is better. That's what intuition's about, and that's what psychic energy is about. It's not set in stone, folks. We show up every week, every day, every month so that we can keep course correcting. And as we course correct, a whole new avenue of things open up. That's why we can do this all the time. So you are in control. You are driving the ship. You can change the outcome of today, tomorrow, and the next day. We can't change the past. We can learn from it. We can release it. And these are some of the new things that I'm starting to do in meditation. And it has a physical, psychosomatic sort of effect on your body too. So I'm hoping that in these weeklies, dailies, monthlies, etc., that we go a little deeper and we're able to unlock things, because that's what it's all about. It's not just about which card showed up which day. It's like, what am I going to do about that? How am I going to go beneath the surface and really make a significant shift for today and spread those wings? Because I do feel like movement, for those of you that are very like goal-oriented, is within reach, okay? So thank you so much. And yeah, I was on a heavy steroid for 10 days, which was why I was like having insomnia and having a hard time focusing. So I'm finally getting off that and feeling better. All right, let's get started. We're going to go into a 7-day forecast and take a look and see what's coming through. Let me see which deck I want to use. All right, close your eyes if you haven't already. I'm already starting to shuffle, but let's bring in a little bit of clarity here. Imagine yourself in a cylinder of light. You can see the light going infinitely upwards, infinitely downwards, and it is impermeable on the sides. Call in your angel, spirit guides, and ascended masters. Let's set the energy and the intention to receive guidance in the highest forms, looking at this week ahead. All right, why don't we begin with the energy for today? We have Ace of Wands, possibilities, but also it's sort of like an invitation, to act on your intuition. So all aces are basically potential until you do something with them. So you have an idea, you have some clarity. Don't hit the snooze button today. Instead, however you feel best able to breathe a little bit of life into something new, now is the time to do it. You can become whatever you want. So in this particular movie, actually, because we're dealing with an animated movie, the unicorn takes human form for protection. And so we can become something different than we are. That's something, maybe this is part of the reason I chose this deck for the 7 days. If it all begins with the thought, what if... ... And that is a really powerful beginning to your fairy tale. What if I could actually accomplish this? I could meet this person. I could do this. I could overcome this odd. Why not? So begin with a curious and encouraging question in that sort of fashion. Then add to it, so what am I going to do today to breathe some life into it? It doesn't mean that you have to do it in a day. But how are you going to bring it a little bit closer to the dream or to the intuition? This is equivalent to a light bulb moment. I have an idea. And I think of like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., I have a dream. That was like a major Ace of Wands moment. I have an idea, a dream, this vision of a better tomorrow. What if we try it? I might not be there with you. It may not happen when we want it to, but we have to keep trying. So speaking the possibility in an inspirational way, that's actually really key. Not just, I don't know, what do you think? Instead, like, think of if you have ever listened to it. I have a dream, like he's really putting it out there. Put your passion in it. It's probably a combination of like the Ace of Wands, but then the King of Swords, because he's communicating it like a sermon. But get behind yourself. Get behind that idea. And if that's all you do today, that's enough. If you just really get on board, that's actually action. It's here and it's here. And I've been talking about the power of meditation, and it doesn't always have to be this sort of like, there are so many levels to meditation. You can talk to spirits, you can heal yourself, you can clarify what's in your head, you can release stuff that you don't need. It doesn't have to be complicated. You can play some music, take a walk, take a nap, but meditation takes many forms. Meditate today. And you get what you put into it. As someone who, one thing that I've learned now, celebrated birthday recently rather, is just that in this point in my life, I really need to meditate more because I need more recharging than I did in decades past. So I'm seeing a much better return on it. Even as someone who's a practitioner, I'm like, no, I actually have to double down. I need to do it in the morning and in the evening, and I need to do it for at least like 45 minutes to an hour a piece. That's for me, but like find your sweet spot. 10 minutes is probably good for most of us, 10 to 15. It's just because I do stuff like this that I need to really clear and cleanse. So find time to meditate and get clear on stuff, and your concentration and your confidence will take a boost too, all right? A lot coming through with that one. All right, let's get to the start of the week. As we look at Monday, we have Knight of Cups reversed. Take care of yourself. This is a day where sensitivity is increased, and for some of you, be cautious about the people that you spend time with. If what I'm getting here is someone, like if they're rolling their eyes or if they say comments in a way that just kind of slide in under your skin, smooth operators around you that sometimes just like to sort of like dump stuff on you. You don't have time for that, and it would be better just to cut the interaction short. Just say, well, I'd love to talk, but I really have to get back to this. We'll connect later. Or just say, I'm so sorry, I'm busy. Thanks anyway. You don't even need to make a promise that you're not going to keep. Let's actually lean into accountability. Just say, I'm so sorry, I don't have time for this right now. Sometimes we have to do that if someone is dumping their emotional garbage from that cup on us. Even if it is a friend or a family member, firm boundaries. I'm so sorry, I'm at work right now. I'll call when I can. If you have to say something like that, because if you can't call, then you can't call. But just don't make a promise that you can't keep, and create those boundaries. You may have a lot of creativity that needs a channel. Lots of ideas flooding through the heart space, flooding through the mind, lots of emotional investment and attachment to it, and there needs to be a tangible way to ground it. So find a way to maybe like put things into writing, breathe a little bit, focus on one thing at a time. Making a list can help take you out of cups into wands or swords so that it's not so overwhelming. So that would be my advice. There may be a lot of people that need from you. Hey, do you want to hang out? Hey, can we talk? Hey, blah, blah, blah. So what you need to do is decide and be discerning on how much you're willing to give. When I was creating today's live, I think I put a poll up. I'm going to check it. And I was asking, how are you feeling? And one of the options was like depleted. Most of you are okay. I see it's on, well, no, I'm sorry. It's a bit tired and recharging. So I'm glad I went back to the poll. So 47% of you that are watching this live can benefit from this message. Why is the battery empty? It's because of these people. It's because of these activities. It's also because of the world at large, because let's face it, it's exhausting right now, right? You turn on the news and there's something, no matter where you are in the world, where you're like, can't we do better? What are we doing? So what we have to do is, of course, be present and be real. We're in this world together. There are things that are going on that are sad in the world, but we'll do our piece, our part. Because if you take on the weight of the entirety of the world, we're all here. Everybody's got to kind of cooperate. You can inspire people around you, but only do what you can do. And then maybe inspire someone else in your life. And that's enough. If you can help you and help someone else, good. One step at a time. Don't get in your headspace too much. Boundaries are very, very, very important on Monday. Okay, suffice it to say. All right, let's go to Tuesday. Much better. So on Tuesday, we have Ace of Pentacles coming through. I love that we see the path right behind this magician. He's saying, look at what I've opened. Look at what I've created, right? This is where things start to manifest and come through. And this is why it's important to be clear on what you want today and to get behind it, like that I have a dream idea. There could be a new job, a new opportunity, an invitation, a proposal in business, love, or other opportunity. Something's knocking at the door. Or it's a great day for you to go knocking and looking for these things. Plant a seed of intention, even if nothing is knocking at your door. What you put out on Tuesday in the coming days and weeks will start to also come through in a form of manifestation. It's a winding path there, so it's not always a quick and easy return. That's okay. We're starting to look at longer term goals, dreams, and initiatives right now, so I feel like this is perfectly aligned. Great day for commerce, business, money, getting something finalized. The ace is there. It's an exchange of money or ideas or that connection happening, okay? Let's go to the middle of the week. We have a trickier card here. The moon can be seen in many aspects in different cards. This one we see the more illusion or deception-based aspect of it. I'll pull the other traditional one while we're talking, but suffice it to say, because that's what this card kind of brought forth, you want to make sure that something isn't lying beneath the surface or in the fine print. So here's your more traditional card. The path that we were seeing in this ace, interestingly enough, it's still there. So there's the winding path. The winding path is there. What happened is something came through as a slight snag. These two, the dog and the wolf, or the dog and the coyote, that can represent jealousy, conflict, confusion. So you have to calm yourself down, ground yourself, and say, no, we're good. Don't worry. I've got this covered. So there's maybe a challenge that comes up. There's a little snag in the contract. There's someone that wants to be a part of this. So the boundaries are important. Don't sign off on something that you don't feel good about. And don't let someone kind of come in and rain on your parade a little bit here with the moon. It isn't as bad as it seems. That's even something you can say. Just say, this isn't as complicated as you're making it out to be. Why don't we take a moment? Let's take a step back, breathe, look at this, and then I think we can move forward. So you're going to need to be the voice of reason on Wednesday. You also want to avoid, I feel like this water sign that I was looking at, or this person that has a lot that they need to unload, they could be making a recurrence around the middle of the week, trying to get you to see stuff from their perspective. So stay strong in your vision, clear out anything that doesn't need to be there, and you're going to be all right, okay? Sometimes it's our own fear or uncertainty that will step in and get in the way as well. All right, moving on to Thursday, by far the trickiest, but also potentially the most powerful day. So we have the devil in reverse. This is when you let it go. This is when sometimes you let the thought go. I don't need this. It's kind of what I did with my healing journey in this past month. I just said I didn't sign up for this. I will do the work. I will meditate more. I will take care of myself. I will take the medication, but I will also work on my own energy too and raise my frequency. And I'm done with that now. Sometimes we have to say you're done with a person. You could be quitting a job. You could be quitting a relationship. You could just be quitting a habit in your life that doesn't serve you because you finally tip the scales in the favor of like the light. So she's coming through that brightness, that light, and the devil doesn't like that. He wants that muted. So when that happens, you want to go brighter. The movie Stardust has a great scene towards the end. Forward past this if you haven't seen the end. Okay, so where the star basically shines to overcome evil. So we all have that ability within to shine. So this is the day for the wings to be spread, for the voice to be used, for the energy to come out. It can be as simple as no, or goodbye, or just walking in a new direction. Clarity, honesty, transparency, all of these things overcome the devil. Also the devil, although sometimes a scary card to look at initially, is just a limitation. So there could be a person in our lives that we need or want something from, but they don't want to give it. They can't give it to you. And they may even reveal that, I wish I could do this, but I can't. That's an honest, there's no honest devil. That's a transparent devil on some levels. They're just saying, if you get into this, proceed at your own risk. So we shouldn't try to convince someone if they don't want to do it. I'm not sure, I don't think I'm ready. You're ready, go, let's do it. Let them just say, fine, come back to me if or when you are. Thanks for giving me that heads up. So you can step away from something that is a limit or a block, especially if it's revealed by the person itself. Typically, people that are trying to keep a secret, they tell on themselves. It'll be a physical tell. Maybe it slips out. They're trying to keep things in the, all of a sudden they're talking and they say something they didn't mean to. Listen and look for the tells and then pull back and then focus on something else. Go somewhere else. Don't engage with that person. That's a blinking red light, okay? None of this meant to I'm just being very direct on these. Sometimes we don't pay attention. By the way, the devil, to kind of bring it in a higher frequency, can just simply be, I'm not afraid anymore. The devil reversed. You're not limiting yourself any longer, okay? So you're walking away from things that block or limit you, and you're also releasing limiting thoughts. I can't, why can't I? Get back into that Ace of Wands energy. All right, going into Friday, we have the Four of Wands. In reverse, but there nonetheless. Friendship, partnership, firm foundations, attracting very much the sort of special topic of today. This would be your magnet energy coming through. Sometimes we have to set the stage. So when the card is reversed, you can imagine the same card without the two lovers at the center. So you create places in your life, people, or situations in your life that are going to pull in these higher frequencies. They don't happen overnight. But you even think to yourself, I'm not going to settle. Because by the way, the devil wants you to settle. And one day later, you're going to be so happy that you didn't settle. So don't settle. And I see a common theme here. I see people this week that they love being around you, but they may not give as much as they take. I see two really great potential breakthroughs so far, and then a couple of little tiny blocks because Spirit's testing you. Are you ready for these two doors to open? Are you going to give in to illusions? Are you going to release some of the sort of restricting thoughts and restricting people? If you are, then boom, by Friday we have that Four of Wands. And that could be someone who can make the connection happen for you too. But it is reversed. So if the person comes in, you can't rush it. There may be a second or third meeting that has to happen before something is cemented. So whether it's a first date and you're like, gosh, I think we both felt something, but we're a little bit shy, or it's a phone call and you think you might have landed the job, but there's probably another couple of interviews, just don't get in your headspace. It did go well. You have made the connection. Both of you are a little bit resistant, probably because of the moon and the devil. So being burned in the past or having some other distractions around you. So easy does it. Don't let that get in the way of what I see here, which is new connections, new opportunities, new people coming in, okay? Let's take a look at Saturday. Strength, beautiful. Just pulled this for one of the dailies. So strength represents your ability to overcome any odd. So here we see the unicorn fighting the bull. And with the strength card, you have to take care of yourself first. So self-care was one of my messages around strength. Making sure that you're eating, sleeping, exercising, and treating yourself well. Perfectly aligned with the daily. The other thing with strength is you can sit in that almost as long as you need to, but there is a physical and a mental and a psychological cost. So I liked the one that I pulled the other day. Let's see if I still have it. No, I put it back on the shelf. But basically, I like it when there's sort of a peaceful energy between the two. And I think it was the crone that I pulled for today. Wisdom, strength, experience. You don't have to just, it can be like past experience from previous lifetimes. Some of you are old souls in young bodies. But for those of you that have lived long enough to have the privilege to have some gray hairs and wrinkles, know that this is also going to help you through it. It is a blessing. It is a privilege to have lived as long as many of us have lived. Let's do something with it, and let's use it to not get sort of worked up over a small thing. So when I was potentially losing my hearing, other things didn't matter. Like that's an essential thing, and it was making it very difficult for me to do what I do because I couldn't hear myself talk. The other things in my life, I'm like, I really like just, these are basic things that we take for granted. And so focus on the big and the small picture and think, is this as big as it's feeling like? Is it worth my strength and energy, or can I use that in other ways to ground myself? I think the latter is probably true for most of us. There could also be people in our life that are overbearing is the best word. And they mean well. But they don't know when to sort of step back. It can be a boss, a parent, an authority figure, a mentor, a sister, a brother, but they come in and they're trying to get you to do something. And this is when you just push back and you say, I'm good. This is my path. This is my choice, etc. Okay? Strength is one of the best cards, though, in the major arcana. There just are those caveats that it can be exhausting. So we don't want to go into that energy all the time. So it is a card to kind of conquer, overcome, and then you move onward in the major arcana, all right? Taking a look at a week from today, don't worry, I'll be here again to help us with this one, but we have Page of Swords. This one is a door knocker. It kind of reminds me of what you would see on A Christmas Carol, Ebenezer Scrooge. Like, it reminds me of that. So it feels like this entirety of the week you've been working to open up something, a portal, a door, an opportunity, whatever this cosmic magnet is that we're going to look at in the special topic. So suffice it to say, it looks like you can do it, okay? And the Page of Swords requires communication, action, and clarity. Also listening. So a big part of this is to listen to what's going on around you, listening to your body, listening to the intonation when someone speaks. Are they really on board? Paying close attention and being very tuned in. If you need a signature, a legal signature, great day to get it. If you need to have a conversation, great day to have one. Generally speaking, it looks like by the end of the week, you're in a really good space, okay? I'm going to leave this down for a second. Well, actually, Apollo needs some food, so one moment. I'll come right back, and then we'll do highlights and lowlights. So, highlights for the week. You have many. The first highlight of the week is the Ace of Wands, which is today. The second one is Tuesday. On these 2 days, I really want you to lean into the energy of possibilities. I think actually everything after Friday is amazing. The energy opens up. This is what you're working for. So next Sunday, everything opens up in a really, really good way. The challenge, there's really only two. I think the only quote-unquote lowlights are Thursday and Friday. This is just a boundary thing on Monday. But Thursday and Friday, you have to not, what was the word that I said? Basically, don't compromise and don't settle. Don't settle. That's what the devil wants. And ignore anybody's gaslighting or manipulation. You'll be able to see through it, okay? It's a very good week with a couple of little, speed bumps that I do believe that you can overcome. All right, welcome everybody. We're going to now go into the next section, which is the elements. Just taking a quick pulse check on all the signs. This week I'll probably be doing 2 a day if I can get them done just to catch us up so that you'll have all the November and December ones ready for November. So thank you again. Like I said, I really wasn't saying much about it, but I was going through some major health problems for most of this month, delaying my move and everything. But you got to take care of yourself. So thank you for understanding. All right. So let's begin here. Yeah, we'll be doing, I'm looking at this. You guys reminded me it's Halloween. So on Friday, I will do probably a live stream for Halloween. I usually would do that. I love it when it falls on a Sunday, but it's not this year. So I will announce that ahead of time. I might do a 9 a.m. live stream so that it's good for Europe, 9 a.m. Pacific. But we'll do something fun and then maybe focus on the weekend. It'll all be spirit-based stuff. Like maybe we're going to work with those that have departed, and because the veil is thin, we'll do some exciting things. So let me think on it. We'll be able to bookend it a little bit. Yeah, I'll do something on Halloween. So more to come. It's one of my favorite live streams. And I'll announce it today so that you can show up and we have enough time to plan for it. Okay. Fire, earth, air, water. Wow. All right, this is an exciting week. We've got like all court cards and major arcana. All right, let's take a look at fire, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Pretty good week for you. We have the Emperor or Empress here kind of holding the Ankh, and this is a reminder of your power. Don't give it up, don't doubt it, and don't delay if there's something that you need to do. This is a card connected with accountability, action, and basically not sort of like giving that without thought to someone else. And you may be reclaiming it. This could be a moment of reclamation. Hey, I want to get involved in this, or hey, I'm interested in this. And the same energy that I was talking about with strength comes through in the Emperor or the Empress, which is wisdom, experience, and a lack of fear for the most part. So I do love that this sort of non-binary Emperor is kind of holding the ankh and saying, I choose to do this. I embody this. See if there's anything else that I want to talk about. So for this week, if you wanted to do anything business oriented, it's the perfect time. Starting a business, talking to someone at work, setting career goals, setting goals for yourself, beginning, engaging, or conducting, directing, all of that is a part of this. It's also just an invitation to be in charge of your own life. Like, I choose to do this for myself. I'm going to get organized in this area. I'm going to make it happen. And it's very powerful that we have the portal opening up by the end of the week. So the 31st and the 1st, it's a thin veil where we can connect better with spirit, and we can start to see the fabric of the year ahead. So we will definitely do something powerful on Friday to help open up the portal for us. And then we'll maybe do something with, maybe I'll do 2 days in a row, we'll see. But we can do another one where we connect with those that have departed and try to heal the wounds. That might be nice. And maybe then do something with the with like releasing stuff. But it feels like all of that can help you out and help you find your voice and your power. So this week, use that energy of Friday and Saturday to cement something, to complete something, to release something, and it'll have a profound effect for the 2 months that are left in this year. Okay? All right. So fire signs, you're in a really good position with the Emperor. Let's move on to Earth. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You are the ones that are a little bit more influenced by the energy that I saw on Monday. So we had the Knight of Cups coming in, reversed, affecting your King of Cups reversed. But you are one higher, you're a couple higher in the suit. So you can basically overcome whatever that might be by just simply saying no, or I need this, or this is what I want. Making sure that your heart gets what it needs. You deserve to be happy, folks. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, use your power, your voice, your authority. Every card in this 4-card spread is powerful. So however, for you, it's in your persuasive approach. So I was talking about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. earlier and how passionately he would put energy into his spoken words. It was a sermon, without a doubt. So when you really believe in what you say, even if it's one word, no, or yes, or whatever, people will feel the energy. You're putting a little bit of an energetic punch behind it. So believe yourself, believe in yourself, ask for what you need. Make sure that you're not getting shortchanged. Make sure that also whatever you're doing is satisfying you. So let's say you're getting exactly what you need from a money, power, or recognition perspective, but at the end of the day, you're left feeling empty, like the 40-some% that I saw in the poll. If that's the case, then it's not enough. Something needs to give. Something else needs to fill up your cup. Because let's face it, the money, recognition, all that stuff, it doesn't really do anything for the soul. Have you noticed in the world at large right now, the people who have the most are the most unhappy? They're doing crazy things. They're not happy. They're not healthy. Things don't make you happy. It's love, experience, adventure, working on yourself. There's so many other levels of that. Yes, we need a certain amount to survive, but there comes a point where it becomes, there was a song by Tracy Chapman, I think it was, Mountains of Things, was that it? There's another one like with Peter Gabriel when he talks about big time, but like this idea of just getting stuff and stuff and stuff on top of stuff, it doesn't fill you up. So there may just be a need for something simpler to fill up your cup. Besides the job, besides whatever might be in your life, there's something else. So I want you to find the something else and know that you are rich in that. And that richness goes with you. The love, the experiences, the memories, the lessons. Quoting a bunch of movies today, but like Patrick Swayze at the end of Ghosts, he's like, it all comes with you. The love comes with you. It does. I still have connections. Actually, last night in my dreams, I saw my parents with suitcases, just showing me that they're there, but they were passerbys in my life. They were telling me, wake up, you got to do the collective. And then they were taking their suitcases and going. So, the connections continue. Focus on that stuff and not the little stuff. That's the big takeaway even from my life this week. We can only do so much about all the craziness around us, whether it's in our family, our community, or in the world. We have to just, first and foremost, make sure that we're neutral. Because if the earth is shaking, you got to find solid ground. So please find your solid ground this week, whatever that is. Find your solace, find your happy, and then if you have a little bit extra to give, you do it. But with any of the Cups cards, they need to be upright. So before you give, you have to have your stability in place. So Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, emotional, mental, and spiritual health. That's your focus this week. Boundaries, that's your focus. And then saying no whenever something rocks that boat a little bit, because until you're back on solid ground, you don't want to overextend yourself. And I think that's the biggest takeaway. Creativity, all-time high. So if you can get past that, this could be a great week to engage with any sort of creative venture. It's a great week for love and for relationships, but you have to find your boundaries and space first, okay? Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse. So I love this, especially with the black cat, especially on Halloween. This is about trusting yourself, trusting your instincts, not getting in your headspace too much, because a reverse Queen of Wands can sometimes have horse blinders on, where she's like, it must happen here and now and this way. Meanwhile, there's something over here trying to get your attention saying, well, what about now? What about this? So be open to all of the different ways that something can manifest. She leads, she doesn't follow. And sometimes it's lonely to be a leader, but that's okay. That's this week only. So don't be afraid to sort of step into the spotlight. Even if something is lacking in your life, love, money, or experiences, she creates. She's in the middle of the desert. Somehow she's created this sunflower, and she has this rod that's growing here. And it's like, I can spin, gold from straw. So she can make it work. You'll make it work, even if you have limited resources. Your ideas and your imagination are far from limited. And that's really what you want to lean on. Sometimes you have to be bossy, so be bossy if you need to. But remember, when it comes to open-mindedness, not to lose sight of the big picture and to know that nobody's perfect and there might be a better way or a middle road. If we go back to the Moon card, that's really what has to happen sometimes, is the compromise between this. My way, how about this? Well, how about we try something in the middle? Okay? So pay attention to your imagination. Pay attention to what's coming through as far as what you know and feel and want to happen. You have a great chance of making it manifest. Finally, water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Ostensibly the most powerful energy coming through for many of you this week. So we have the World card. Something is finally coming to a close, or is expanding, or is opening up. We had that, was it the Page? Yeah, here it is. Page of Swords coming through a week from today. For many of you, this is the door, this is the portal. The world is reversed. The way in which it's happening and the time in which it's happening may be different from what was initially planned, expected, or dreamed by you, but it's still perfectly fine. So this is about waking up and realizing it's a different world, which was a great TV theme song too. So it's a different world than what you came into and where you came from, and that's okay, because in this moment in time, you're ready for it. There's just a little disbelief that's holding back the water signs this week. Lean into believing. Don't stop believing. I'm just going to keep quoting songs and movies today. So keep believing in yourself. Lean into what's open to you now and ask yourself, why not? There could be an overdue move, action, or communication on your part, and this is just a call to action, okay? Pretty good week, pretty powerful week. For a moment here, because I've been doing doing so much, I was like, you're right, we actually have Halloween, so that's why some of this is happening. We are at that last major breaking point before like New Year's. So this is a collective wake-up call for everybody to get going. Whatever your goal is, whatever your dream is, like, this is the time to really make it happen, okay? Speaking of making it happen, like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to get ready now for the special topic. We're going to take a look at cosmic magnet, attract that which you seek. I'm going to help you get out of your way, basically, which is sometimes easier said than done. All right, let me go ahead and decide which deck I want to use. right, let's begin. So we're now focusing on the special topic here. The Chariot chose itself as the center card and helped select this deck. If you just joined in, close your eyes for a moment. Imagine yourself in a circle of light, seeing the sun shine down directly overhead. We're welcoming in angels, spirit guides, and ascended masters, helping us look at how you can become the magnet that you are, what's blocking you, what's attracting you to your potential manifestation. Let's get you out of your own way, basically. Let me get 2 more decks. Hold on. All right, let's get started. We have the catalyst energy coming through first. And I haven't used this deck in a minute. It says, loving kindness for all sentient beings. May we all be filled with peace. And the card is in reverse. And I totally understand why this card was reversed. It's really hard to have that sense of peace and kindness towards people who don't emanate it themselves. I mentioned it's a complicated world. There's a lot of bad examples across the spectrum of people who have so much but hurt so many. And so in this moment, we have to love ourselves, love the people who are in pain, and do our best to make a difference in the way that we can do it best. So whether it's smaller and it's like you're looking at community, family, school, or it's bigger and we're looking at something on a large world stage, how can you make the difference in your own special way? Like I said, we have to get really tactical over the next couple of years as the planet continues to evolve and change, and not lose track of ourselves, not lose connection with source and spirit, and not lose hope. It's so easy. We can't do it. You have to protect yourself. Love yourself enough to also create some space in your life where you're like, I'm not going to let that get to me. This is how I will make a difference. And everyone else has to kind of do that as well. Because I feel like those who continue to hold the light, hold the torch, and make the difference, I believe light wins in the end. And we just have to kind of get through these dark moments of the soul so that we can see to the other side. So it's challenging, but this is the moment that you've been building up for. We all came to this planet to be here at certain times, to see certain things. And so what we do basically is connect together to make this happen. It's a class. We're in it together. So now is just the time to do what you showed up to do, okay? Moving to the center of the spread, the card that chose itself and helped us select the deck. We have the Chariot. Are you leading or are you following? That's the clear question here with this. In this moment, you really need to be leading or reclaiming your power, your path, your choice. I choose this, I want this. And that's really what the Chariot is representing. Fight for what matters, but don't fight for the sake of fighting. Save your time and energy. This is what I keep seeing with the Strength card is You know, there are certain people in your life that just may not be worth that energy to get them to agree, understand, or kind of like align with what it is that you want to do. So be very tactical about that as well, okay? Travel may be underway, like a move, a physical move, or for some of you, some business travel. So make sure that you have all your ducks in a row or horses in a row so that that is ready. Don't pack at the 11th hour. Crossing this card, we have the King of Swords. Really good for all the Libras that have a birthday. And it's interesting that there was so much water energy with Scorpio right around the corner here. So no matter what sign you are, this is a week to talk the talk, walk the walk, and make sure that if there's something that you need to do, you're doing it. This is the week to bring it into action. And we're looking at manifestation because it's the cosmic magnet. So the Chariot is step one. I'm going to do this. The decision, taking the wheel. This is basically communicating it, saying it. I'm going to do this. So when I heal and meditate, I do speak aloud sometimes if I'm in the privacy of my own home. If I'm trying to release something or if I'm trying to do something, because there's like three parts to the power of energy. So the little impulses in our brain, that's the first, that's the key that's opening the lock, right? So an idea, it's unlocked. So you think it. Then you need to speak it. And when you speak it, it becomes more real. I choose this. Help me see this. You can hear your voice in your head, and that's a way to do it if you're in a place where you don't want to talk. But you want to go even beyond that, and then speak it when you can, or you can write it if you need to be in a quiet place. If you can do all three, even more powerful. So think it, speak it, write it. The fourth one is do it. And so the speaking, the writing, and the doing, that's all King of Swords. The thinking was the Ace of Wands, or the King of Wands. So you need to bring all of those together to most effectively manifest. Because when you write it on the paper, it's almost like a contract. Now you can see it too. You're bringing in as many senses as possible to make it real, to get it out of the impulses in your brain, which was energy that came through the crown chakra, and somehow make it physical. When I speak it, the vibration's out in the world. When I write it, it's on a piece of paper that I can look at. When I do it, it's done. Like I'm actually bringing the action here. So that's what you have to do is initiate. This is a week of initiation. I've never really chosen that as a special topic. I'm gonna need to write that down. So initiation needs to eventually be one of the things that we focus on. So I'm gonna put that here as a future topic, or maybe something that we can do in a deeper conversation. Because that is saying, like, not only have I thought about this, but I'm choosing to do more with it. I'm signing up for it. So if you do that, something powerful can happen this week, okay? We have Eight of Cups here, which is a return to something that perhaps you had forgotten, delayed, or just weren't ready for. It's coming back again. So I love that he's walking up towards the moon. So we had that interesting card that came through in the previous deck where she was trying to put her illusion. He's getting above the illusion, and he's saying, no, I have something to finish. I have something to do. Some of you may need to take a step away from someone or something to figure out, do I want to stay? Do I want to go? Here's your traditional Eight of Cups. He's just sort of saying, leave room for me to come back, but I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't know until I have a chance to look at it from the highest possible vantage, both like from a place of positivity, but also from perspective. So for some of you, you haven't given yourself enough time to see the big picture. And once you do that, things will be better. Couple of notes on this. If you want an open door, perfect. This is an open door. So you can leave something with the room to come back. But if you need to cut something out of your life, because we saw the devil energy this week, and I said you need to be clear. You need to be clearer. So say in no uncertain terms, I'm ready to move in a new direction. Thank you, but no thank you. And that's something to think about here, because otherwise people may continue to test boundaries and preparedness and readiness, okay? Just take a drink and then we're going to talk about this. Okay. We're here. Two of Swords. recent past, moving beyond indecision. So this is your first potential block, and it's more of a karmic block. I like the way that they illustrated this because she has something in her crown or her head, and she has something in her throat, but nothing's happening because she's waiting for someone to give her the green light, or she's waiting for something to be clearer. So if there's a lack of clarity, let's say someone is being purposely, what's the best word here? Cagey, obtuse, it's not clear. You just ask a question. So she could just say, what does that mean? Could you explain? I need another example. There's like a myriad of ways to approach that. She might also realize that there can be an option number 3 with this. So the Two of Swords means that none of the two options in front of you are the best. And you don't have to take either. Sometimes you take the best one that you can if you don't have the privilege to kind of look in a third path. But if you can open up the door, it may take a little longer. It could take until next Sunday, but that might be the best option. So it's not A or B, it's C, which is something new that you create. And that can come through with, have we thought about this? Why aren't we exploring that path? And that aligns with the whole moon. I mean, we have a bunch of, are you noticing people, like there's a path in the moon card in the middle, and then he's walking towards that path. He's going to say, well, I'm going to go do some research on this. So it may not be obvious or in front of you. And you might just have to articulate that. I need more time, or I need to look at something else. And that will save you from getting into heartache, which is what we see with the Three of Swords. Three of Swords in the crowning position. I mean, I'm already looking at destiny, and I definitely think that there's a connection to like envy. I just want to look at the emotions over here. Playfulness. We have a lot of emotional and forgiveness. Forgiveness and envy are definitely connected to the Three of Swords in different ways. So this can represent a disappointment. I wanted it and it didn't happen. Or I trusted you and you let me down. Or I'm just not happy. Pain is a teacher and pain is a guide. And when there's something wrong in the body, for instance, it helps us identify where to go or where not to go. And I think for some of you, that's what the pain is indicating. This isn't it. But why did it happen? So the same thing that I was doing with my own kind of healing. What's bringing it about? Okay, we'll take that out of the picture. How do we deal with how I feel now? We'll do that. How do we make sure it doesn't happen again? That's the most important thing. So this is like where sometimes Eastern comes in, where Western stops. Western treats medicine, that is. It will treat the symptoms. It will suture things up. It will extract, but it doesn't necessarily go to the source of why it happened. And that's why it's not an either or for me. It's a both. That's my part C, which is like, yeah, I'll work with you. We'll do this, but I don't want this to happen again. What's going on here, here, and here that made that happen? Environment, emotions, energy, because that affects the body, because we're all of those things. One thing that I've discovered as I've started meditating more is I'm starting to see subtle energy and subtle body, more like auric energy, but I realized that it's kind of like a superhighway, our bodies. So like you can see all this energy coursing in and out, and if you look at it long enough, it's almost like you can see through you. So like it's like the table isn't as stable as it feels or seems. Like everything is made up of all these atoms that are rotating and vibrating, and there's a lot going on. So if we can just change our thoughts a little bit, we can change what we can do next. So this is just here to get you to look in a different direction. A disappointment, a discouragement, etc., to look in a different direction. Let's give Apollo a little pat on the head because he's going crazy in the background because we're talking about Three of Swords. Buddy, it's okay. It's just a card, I swear. Yes. It's all good. Yes, don't let it get to you, buddy. Let's give him a little snack here. Yes, it's okay, buddy. All right. I have the most psychic dog. As we're talking about all this stuff, he's like, Dad, I can feel the Three of Swords. Can you please move on? Please. That's actually where, as we were looking at, let's see, health, wealth, and love. So the playfulness piece is important here, and that's what we were doing there, taking a moment to chill out with Apollo so that he can help us out to remind us that it's not that big a deal, Dad. It's going to be all right. All right, we have the Emperor card coming through. This is what, its second or third appearance. It keeps popping up. For those of you that have a little bit of Capricorn, it's also coming through too. But anyway, what I see right now in this moment in time is a chance for you to say, this is who I am, this is what I want, or I choose this. And it can be that easy, it can be that simple, right? You might be leaning on the advice of a mentor. So I love that we see the father-son or, parent-teacher sort of energy here. So if you need some help from someone else, this is a time to really lean into that. Apollo, what are you doing? Let's see if there's anything else with the Emperor. You could also be stepping into that entrepreneurial or leadership role as well. So I feel like you're going to overcome whatever might have happened in the past. All right, I'm going to take him off so we're not too distracted because he's a constant bundle of joy, and that's what's going on behind me. So the word start comes into my head as I kind of focus on this. So when are you going to embark or start or initiate the next step? This is in the near future position on the table, and it's really encouraging you to step into it now, okay? All right. This is going to help with this. So judgment in this deck is named forgiveness, which I like, because judgment can be the judgment that we place on ourselves or others, and the way to overcome it and step into the phoenix is through forgiveness. Judgment can be disbelief when reversed. I'm going to pull the traditional card here in just a moment. I have to do a different deck because of all the censorship, so give me a second. Are you ready, though? Here's really what the universe is asking you while I find this. Are you prepared? Are you ready? What's holding you back from taking that step? So here we have souls rising up from the dead, Archangel Gabriel blowing the horn, and it's saying, let's do this. You know what to do, but you're resisting it. So this is the biggest challenge this week. Usually in a relationship or a job, you know it's over before it's over, right? But you'll talk yourself into staying for whatever reason. Sometimes that's, like for both of them, it could just be out of necessity. I don't have anywhere else to go just yet, so I need to find out where to go first. And then I'm going to say what I've been feeling for days, weeks, months, years, etc. There's an awakening happening within you, and it's just a matter of getting that King of Swords energy and saying, this is what I feel. So you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Do it with love. Do it with forgiveness. Forgive yourself maybe for taking longer than you had anticipated to step into something. But I do believe cosmically things happen in exactly the right time. Maybe not the time that we wanted. Maybe not even the time that we thought we needed, but it's when we're ready. So make the most of it right now and give yourself some slack. Forgive yourself for not being able to do it before now. But definitely don't ignore the feeling of judgment, this sort of understanding that there's more. This is the penultimate card, second to last. This is the wings that I saw that were kind of like pinned behind the person that need to be opened up. It's rising up to the next version of you, the more powerful version of you. Level up, +1. That's really what this week wants you to do. But you have to step out of something. This helps you see this, which helps you connect with this. So disappointment and this sort of feeling like I need to move on. Then we have Emperor and 10 of Cups in near future and outcome. These are good. So all of this discomfort brings you into something much better. What's going on in the environment? Good stuff, actually. There could be someone around you that is doing better. And by the way, this connects with what I saw in Destiny. So it's okay. It is human to feel sometimes that jealousy or envy, but we have to transmute it. Initially, what it is, people reflect. So if you feel envious or jealous of someone, what you really are saying is, I think I need to work on this. They've done a good job. I think I could do a better job. So rather than me being envious, let me get inspired and let me figure out how to pull the mirror back to me. What do I need to do? Also, look at how hard they worked. And if they can do it, anybody can do it. Like, let's celebrate the fact that they've shown me what's possible. So that's how you can get out of the jealousy or envy. And, rather than, I'm always kind of confused why people will spend a lot of time and energy trying to take someone down, rather than trying to build themselves up. It's the same amount of work. But one is helping, one isn't doing much. So get inspired, build yourself up, and make an amazing path for yourself. Opportunity is knocking. It may not be there just yet. So taking it away from people that might be successful around you, this is what we were looking at in that larger spread with the Knight of Swords, and it was the door knocker. So this is a moment where you might be creating or opening up an opportunity. This is also a chance for you to step into a different path. I like that this is super magical. It's almost like something that you would see from, I don't want to mention Harry Potter anymore because that brand is not what it was, but something magical like Lord of the Rings. We'll do that instead. So there's magical elements to this. You can make it happen if you believe in it, right? So find your inner magician and create something. One of the other blocks this week is Nine of Swords. So stress management. Thoughts are power. And when we give our thoughts towards negativity, anger, frustration, when the environment around us is filled with those things, we are not our highest frequency. We are not as effective. So it's really important in this moment not to let stress get in the way. What is your sleep quality and quantity like? Take a note from what I did over the past week. So one of the medications that I was on kept me up. So what I decided to do for like 2 hours a night was just meditate and go into a deep healing state, which wasn't the same as sleep, but was good enough. So that meant that before bed, I wasn't watching something on a device. Instead, I was like literally just tuning in. You can do that. And it's like self-medicating. What I noticed after a week was the pain in my body wasn't there. I wasn't holding on to pressure in my shoulders or in the chest or anything. Like everything loosened up because my mind loosened up because I was working almost like Reiki on my body. And then I was like, oh, okay, that was good. Let's do more of that. We can help ourselves. That's the whole goal of these weeklies, dailies, and monthlies, is to empower you to heal and to lead yourselves through your lives triumphantly, right? That's part of my probably sole purpose here, is to help empower. So you've got this. You've got this. It feels intense, but the Nine of Swords is rarely as bad as it seems. Even when I dealt with a week where I couldn't get a full night of sleep, I was still able to get through it. So you can get through this. It may not be easy, but you can get through this. And waiting on the other side is the 10 of Cups. So this is a week to also really lean into people, places. I think that this is like, for some of you, this could be community. It doesn't have to just be love or family. It could be people that have similar interests as you. It could be new relationships coming into your life. And if you do have friends and family, lean on them a little bit, reconnect with them. This could be a reunion with the Eight of Cups in the deep past, reconnecting with someone, resolving some previous pain or discomfort, and landing on your feet in a really good way. Familial healing, for sure, with the King of Swords and the Emperor energy, could be possible this week. See what else is coming through. If someone is gone, and we will talk more about this on the Halloween special, so feel free to tune in then. But you can speak with, to, and heal those wounds on the other side. I see my parents all the time in dreams, in meditation, and the relationship continues. Same thing with other relatives that are gone. So this doesn't go away. All that goes away is the physical version of ourselves. The energy, the thoughts, they persist. So you can facilitate healing and overcome regrets. Even for past decisions, you can go back into the past and forgive yourself, and that can help create a release. All right, we're going to move on to the expanded forecast. This is a heavy reading today in a good way, so I just need to move something in the distance because Apollo continues to do things while I'm talking, so just a second. He's definitely an example of be careful what you wish for in the best possible ways, but when I was manifesting that sweet little dog, I wanted one that was intuitive. So he can, if I get very passionate like I am today about stuff, the fact that my voice is up here rather than like here when I'm normal. Because when you're speaking, when you're doing some sort of a presentation, it's a higher version of yourself and I'm pushing out energy. It gets him nervous. He can feel the difference. He's like, what's going on? So that's what's going on with my dog. Just because there's a lot here and we're talking about some heavier topics. I'm sure those of you that have kids or children understand, or animals understand because they vibe off your energy. So that's why he's always pitter-pattering in the background. All right, let's take a look here at what's coming through for health. Forgiveness. You are on the right path of love, light, and forgiveness. Father, healing is possible at this time. Very interesting that we got just that because we have the King of Swords in the center. We have the Emperor right next to it. And Jesus being an ascended master is a perfect example of parent-child healing. And we were just talking about like death and rebirth and hello with, so this is where you can absolutely heal a relationship on the other side, whether it's a child or a parent or a loved one. And that's one of the things that might need to happen. I love you. I'm sorry. And literally, I mean, there's so many synchronicities today. It says forgiveness on this deck. So forgiving someone who may not be physically here, it can still happen. They can forgive you. You can forgive them. The energy's still there. The body isn't, but the consciousness is. And that's all you need to facilitate a healing is the consciousness. So the healing can still happen. Forgiving yourself is often the most difficult thing. Please forgive yourself for whatever it is that you feel that you've done or haven't done or wish you would have done. Stop beating yourself up. To just decide today, let's do this. Like me, you might have had a significant wake-up call with your health. And like me, it could have thrown you into a bit of a tailspin. And like me, it might have just been a close call, but not as bad as it seems. Take that for what it is, a major miracle, a major blessing. If it created a change in your life, which was something that I was looking at, I thought to myself, well, I'm still here. I can still do a lot with whatever I have. And that's going to have to be enough. So however, whether you're leaning into the changes in your life and your body, whether you're looking at the choices, there's still something. There's still a silver lining to this. And there's probably a reason that you chose to go through the experience. And you'll be strong and stronger on the other side. So things happen as we age. It's a weird experience to watch the body change over the years. It's a privilege, it's a frustration sometimes, but it's also just something that we can't really do much about, right, at the end of the day. So take it one step at a time, one breath at a time. You've got this. Okay, let me see. We'll take a look at the cards and see what additional messages are coming forth. All right, so before you take a step in any direction, particularly in your health, this is something that would benefit from a second opinion. This is asking, speaking, this too, like, why are we doing this or what about this? So speak up and ask questions. Three of Swords, I think mostly this has to do with emotional healing and health, but if you haven't kind of focused a little bit more on your heart, like blood pressure, cholesterol, cardiovascular health, now's a good time to do so. Stress can sit there. Also, like if it's interesting that we call, like say, heartbroken. My dad at the end of his days was kind of sad and he did die of heart failure ultimately. A bunch of other things, but it was the heart that was broken. And like the pain in his life, I think kind of sat in that space. And then there were physical ailments and also habits that he had that added to it. So this is what I mean with like getting the energy unstuck. As I was working on healing myself, I noticed that there was an opening in the heart and some tightness that I had in my chest went away. So we do hold energy sometimes that will create a physical manifestation. Really work on the healing, letting stuff go, letting people go, forgiving yourself. That will help your actual cardiovascular health, because this isn't going to make this stress out so much. Because you do get high blood pressure sometimes just sitting in a doctor's office. I know that'll happen. I'm like, can we just do the reading? Give me 2 minutes and I'll take a deep breath. And then it's like, like normal again. So in the same way that our heart can start to, beat out of our chest out of stress or frustration or anxiety, we want to regulate that a little bit and put some love there. So we'll maybe do that in the meditation, putting our hands on the heart and clearing it and healing it, right? Okay. And I'll start to do more as I learn more, because this is a new thing that unlocked with me with healing ourselves. I think it's almost a course down the line or something, but because it's powerful. And I think that we all forget that we have the potential to clear and clean and engage our body in a way that can help get through some of this. It may not be able to reverse everything, but you can do your best to kind of get there. And a lot of it is, it's your thoughts, it's your energy, it's like a multi-part thing, but I don't underestimate the power of thought on this. I think it's really important. Okay. Sleep. So one thing that I've done this week is just clear everything out in my place too. Like I said, I'm moving soon, not because I want to, but because I need to. Like many of us, sometimes we don't have a choice. It's just to save some finances. And just to kind of change up the environment too, it is time for that. But there's stress involved with potential things when they're around the corner. You can't take on more than you need to. One thing that I'm starting to learn is just to know that I'll find enough time. I'll find a way. It's all going to work out. Don't stress yourself out on things that are going to be inevitable anyway. So control what you can control, let go of what you can't control, and know that this is going to help you get to that Emperor and Ten of Cups energy. Lean on the support of others. Lean on the wisdom of others this week. Getting that second opinion is really important. Paying attention to any sort of wake-up call is important. You do have someone that can help you out. Emperor could be this Six of Wands. They know someone, or they themselves can do something for you. Ten of Cups, again, a community, a support team, someone around you that can help open everything up. And if you want to make or break a habit, now is a great time to do so. All right, let's move onward to wealth, resources, life purpose, and career. Within nothing, there's everything, okay? So sometimes we forget that, it all has to start somewhere, a spark, right? That Ace of Wands and Ace of Pentacles that I saw in the 7-day forecast shows me that there's two sparks. Even if something isn't here right now, the initial beginning is happening. And this universe, who knows all of the mysteries of the universe, but maybe we're in a black hole. Maybe there's multiple universes. Maybe it's always been there's all sorts of ways that this can kind of factor out. But I even wonder if there truly is ever nothing, if there ever was nothing. I think there always was something, and something awoke. There was a consciousness that awoke, and all that we see around us is it questioning itself and trying to understand itself. Carl Sagan said, this is the universe trying to make sense of itself. So I feel like that's what we're all doing here, is just trying to make sense of this experience. And there's no such thing as nothing, serendipity, or synchronicity. It's all connected. So never underestimate your ability to make something out of nothing. If it's not happening, that doesn't mean that tomorrow can't be completely different. So rather than thinking, historically, I don't have luck with this doesn't happen for me, just say, I want to initiate this. I'm ready for this. Let's talk about what's going to happen, not what didn't happen. That's a rerun. That's history. We're not looking at reruns. At least I don't think so. All right. Let's focus on those of you that are employed and see what's coming through. So there's some power struggles at work for some of you. What we see here is there could be a boss that likes to kind of constantly check in or wants a lot of reports, document your work. Where are you at on this? And it's can I just finish let me finish what I'm working on first. Micromanagement. This is basically what I'm talking about. So push back on that and just say, honestly, this is when I'll turn it in, give me my space, or just don't respond to it. because it's taking you out of your focal point. And in the long run, by the way, that might be the wake-up call that we see with forgiveness or judgment, where you're like, I think I need to move in a different direction. So this is someone who just has poor leadership. You might be dealing with that. And it creates, their stress becomes your stress unless you don't allow it to. So don't allow it to. What you're doing right now, if you have a job, is you're respected by others. Your experience, which is probably why things are solid. But in the larger company, there could also be some shakeups. The Judgment card is less surprising, let's put it this way. There might have been several financial quarters that are going to lead to someone being changed in a higher position. There might have been a pre-announced merger or acquisition. It's not like the Tower. It's been announced, but maybe it's being finalized now. So you have to decide if this new world is what you want, because the world comes after this. So if you don't like the new world, then you move on. But within this new world, you could also move up. So it's not necessarily bad or good, but I do see change afoot. I do see some management challenges, and I see a little bit of discontent. So you have to decide if it's a transitional discontent or if it's more of a longer term one. And this is your chance to ask yourself, what do I want to do? Okay? For those of you that are entrepreneurs, I like the initial energy of the week. It looks like there's a lot underway. The Chariot shows me things that are going out into the world, being delivered, good communication, good marketing. I feel like you might be a little stressed out and may need some additional help or resources. We don't have a lot of pentacles here. So you may be in a resource crunch. The team can carry through this, but you really want to focus on how to increase the amount of resources so that you can basically grow. And maybe some of this is just like the investment of time, energy, projects, etc., so that it's a little bit more strategic. What I do like here also, though, there could be a speaking or teaching experience that's going to help you kind of navigate into something new. So your visibility as an industry professional could open doors too. So if you have a way to kind of put yourself out there, do that, because people could find out about you and they hadn't heard about you otherwise. So like a TED Talk or something like that, or just making a viral video or something like that. But it feels like however we can get your expertise out there would be great. Customer appreciation, whether it's coupons or other things, would be great. So say thank you to the people that help you, your coworkers, your customers, and your clientele. All right. Overall, pretty good. Just managing stress and getting more visible is kind of what I'm seeing here. And also, like, if something didn't launch the way you expected, that's all right. By the way, we just met a goal today. Thank you so much. So we'll extend it a little bit and do something special at the end. I tried something new, so I'm glad that worked. Okay. I just noticed that. So thank you to everybody that helped me achieve the goal. All right, let's continue here and take a look at those that are seeking work right now. All right, for job seekers, don't let stress get in the way here. I do think that with the Judgment card in reverse, it's so interesting. Okay, so going back into this, don't accept something. Remember, we had the Devil card this week. If it doesn't sound right, if it doesn't feel right, if you don't understand it, get the clarity that you need. Sorry, there's a hair on my eye there. Get the help that you need to understand it. Don't second guess your common sense. So I've done this probably 2 times in my career where I walked into a place and just thought, no. Or I had someone convince me to step into a role where I knew it wouldn't work, and lo and behold, it really didn't work. But I just did it because I kind of needed that at the time, but I knew it was a bad decision. So it feels like there may be something that goes against your judgment. Don't do it. You're seeing beyond the initial signing bonus or whatever. You have to think long term and also think of what's going to be sacrificed as far as stress goes. So if the money's there, but you're not going to have any free time ever, that might not be it either. So we're looking at trade-offs, and you might need to renegotiate. So it's not a full stop no. It's just saying, wait a second, what if we change this? Okay, now I'll do it. Just make sure you're getting what you need out of the exchange. Some of you are, the challenge, it could be either age or experience. You're looking for a role that needs more or less, and that could be a point of pivoting. But I do think you can navigate through that. So if you're younger than expected but more experienced, they might be able to oversee that. If you're older and they're giving you hassle, that's ageism, and it's usually not accepted in most places. But I feel like you can navigate this and help them see beyond it. Focus instead on the action. So in a resume, it's not where you went or what you studied, it's what you did with it. So case studies focus on the ability to be self-contained, and you manage yourself. And then also just experience, how you apply your experience, and that you don't need anyone to micromanage you because maybe they don't have the time and energy to do that. This will set you apart. Could there be a rejection? Absolutely. You might have already got it or you're about to get it. But I see one here where it's close and you might need to negotiate it, or something falls through and you were the number 2. And that could be a little bit like, why wasn't I number 1? But things happen for a reason, and if everything else aligns, it could be a good thing for you. So if you really wanted it and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, we have another candidate, they may not pass the background check, or they may get another offer that they accepted. So just wait. Don't freak out. Let's see if there's anything else here. There's a hidden opportunity with the 2 of Swords, and that would come through socializing it with friends or family members or peers, and see if someone knows someone. It may not be exactly what you want, but there might be one other thing that's kind of like under a rock. Okay, let's take a look at those that are students. Students, things are pretty good right now, actually. Stress management is pretty high. I forget if we're getting close to midterms or like where it's at, but kind of tracks because we're almost towards the end of the year. So stress management, for some of you, there could just be a lot going on. So make sure that whether it's your room, your dormitory, or your student activities, you're kind of like pulling back a little bit from that. One misstep, but it's not the end of the world. You might be stressing about a single grade, a single class in the overall stretch of your college curriculum. But I have like a news flash. Nobody even cares about my transcript anymore. When I was applying to jobs, all they wanted to see was, did you graduate and what was your GPA? They are not going to go into, especially as you get further in your career, they don't care what you got in chemistry, math, literature, whatever. Like, they're not going to go that deep. Did you actually get the degree, and what was your GPA? So you can mess up on one class and it will not ruin your whole life. So don't beat yourself up. That is sweating the small stuff. Literally, really small stuff. So you are allowed to withdraw from a class, not like get a C in a class or a D or whatever. You can recover. It's not the end of the world. It's what you do with that experience, okay? So that can be this too. Trust me, they don't care. They're just going to validate at least the way it works in the US. They're not usually, maybe your first job or something, but further down the career, all they do is it's a background check and they just see, did they get a degree from this school? That's it. Okay, hopefully that helps. Retirees, you are thinking, what am I doing and is it worth it? Because as we step into latter chapters in our life, whether you're retiring in your 50s, 60s, 70s, etc., you know that the next years that approach you are different than people on the other end, right? 0 to 50 is one thing, 50 to 100 plus is a different thing. And because of that, more discernment enters in. Is it worth my time and energy? Do I care about this legitimately? And that is a wise thing to do. That is okay. You get to be pickier because you've been through more and you don't know what's ahead. So using that lens, you're going to prioritize people. You're going to prioritize your respect. Am I respected in this situation? Am I connecting with people that are kindred spirits? Is this making a difference and an impact in the world around me? These are like some of your criteria. If people are stressing you out, goodbye. If you are dissatisfied with something, enough. And if you're not happy with it, speak up. That is one of the fun things about getting older. Your IDGAF can come through and just say, I don't need this. Sorry. Or like Demi Lovato, sorry, not sorry. This is just not acceptable. So you can use your voice and use your choices more wisely, right? So this is the moment to just embrace the age and wisdom because you earned it, babe. All right? This is your moment. Do what you need to do. your voice matters. People want to learn from you. I actually feel like there could be freelance and, even though we're not looking at work, mentorship and leadership opportunities if you want it. All right, let's move on. Love and relationships. Let's let some fun into our life. It can be platonic, it can be friends, but what we see here with the Elves card is this energy of playfulness, having some fun, laughing a little bit. This is the most important thing, I think, this week, because life is way, way, way too short. Well, I hate to say that. Life is way, way too finite and unpredictable. Let's rewind. So spend time with the people that matter most. Briefly looking at this, partnered. If you're in a relationship right now, stress is a real thing. It may come from work. It may come from family. What I like about the two of you, though, is it feels like there is, you've done the work. There's a lot of experience and communication that's open. There just may be something left unsaid. One partner may need a little bit more validation than the other is giving. So you can just say, oh, I'm so sorry, I've been busy this week. I just wanted to say thank you, I see you, etc. One of my friends recently had a birthday, and this is something that I decided to do in the year ahead, but I'm just letting people know that they made an impact. So I left a voice memo. I said, thank you, by the way, for like 20 some years of friendship. I feel look back on, as I'm looking back on my own life here, there were several just amazing memories that I hold because of you. Thanks for being this, and this. You make a difference. And the person said that they were touched, and it was like, I don't think we get messages like that, like not just thank you and happy birthday, exclamation point, unicorn, but like actually, hey, you made a difference in my life. Keep doing that. And I see you, and I see what you do in the world. Like truly seeing someone and recognizing their impact, you don't know what kind of difference that can make in someone's life, especially if they're sad or if there's a lot going on. Like that can be the thing that pushes them to the next level in a positive way. So express that in your, when I'm looking at partnered, it can just be your friendships. Like, hey, thanks for being amazing. So say it. We don't say it enough. I don't know why. I mean, I guess we're afraid to be gushy or something, but you should, because you never know what tomorrow brings. I had a situation where there was an argument between a mutual friend or someone, I wasn't even that close, but we smoothed it over, and then they ended up passing away a few weeks later. I'm like, thank God I got to say I'm sorry. And we cleared the karma. So you never know how much time you have. Why not say the good stuff when you can? Okay? Wake-up calls, changes, people are changing. And the person that you married or that you initially got into a relationship with, if you're not married, there may just be this shift. And you get to decide, are we moving on this path together, or are we moving in a different direction? So it's either going to level up or level out, and it's okay either way. Moving up, moving on, moving out. That's what I see. But if you do decide to work it out together, that we have a favorable outcome, okay? But dealing with emotional stress, with some work stress, and making sure that you're not dumping all of that on the partner is good. So work with a psychiatrist or a therapist or a trusted confidant too as well, all right? Single and looking. Can you find someone? Yes. There could be a slight maturity or age gap, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. It could be unexpected. You're like, oh, okay, and you might be worried about what other people think. But if everything feels right and it's 5 to 7 years or something like that, it's not always a big deal. There could also be a karmic energy that's coming through, really deep connection from the past. I'm someone who doesn't overtly look just for only soulmates, only twin flames, because like I said, there's a lot of karma that comes with it. One of the karmic messages here is about not being stuck and like forgiving yourself and forgiving the person for like whatever happened in the deep, deep past. So they may come through and trigger you a little bit. So just know that some of that is karma. And it really does have to do with like loving, forgiving, and accepting everybody. So that's the only thing that I see there, is that there could be some tests and trials that come through with that. So what we're seeing is a slightly older partner. It could be an air sign, so Gemini, Aquarius, a Libra. And the only thing that I'm seeing right now is there's a lot going on in your head and in your world. So make sure that you're doing what you can to compartmentalize and deal with that so that this can come through. I think it has legs, but there are some karmic things to work through, and then you just want to take your time. And there, again, some of this could even be like parent, teacher, or mentor energy coming through for you. They were that to you or you were that to them, and the roles might have been flipped. And that's why there's a little bit of, it's either energetic or maybe even, like I said, physical years that are different. So something unexpected comes through from an attraction point of view. If you're single and happy, good for you. You can put a lot of energy into forging new relationships, working on yourself, getting things done, taking a trip, or getting some clarity on something that has caused you stress and being able to basically overcome that. So a lot of ability to transmute is coming forth. All right? Destiny. We already got a quick little look at this. Envy came through reverse, so you're trying to release the feeling of envy. And then we have, I am the same as everyone, but with different challenges. I think that, again, envy is a mirror, and it's showing that it's like a mirror of regret, because you want something that you either don't or can't or shouldn't have or something like that. So it's like, what else? What's this really coming from? And we talked earlier about how to deal with that and get inspired in your own life. So there you go. All right, we did something new today, which was, I put a goal out asking, if you want me to go an extra 15, I'll go an extra 15 or so. So I'm going to end the current poll, and I'm going to give you some options. I'm going to look at the big idea here in a second. But what would you like me to cover next? I'm going to do a couple of things here. We could do a common question. We could do a deeper meditation and healing. We could let spirit decide. And I think those are enough. So while I'm looking at the big idea, go ahead and vote on that. Since you guys helped me meet a goal, we'll go a little bit deeper. You can also leave a comment and let me know what it is you want me to do. So by the way, right now, I'm doing a reader's choice. So for the reader's choice, how can you get out of your way? I wanted to ask that question. And how close are you? Those are the two things. How close are you to bringing the magnet in? Okay, so the first question is, how do you get out of your way? Wow, okay. And how close are you? Okay. So how do you get out of your, how do you get out of your way? So the World card, like surrender, leaning into it, just going for it, taking that step, it's already there. Like this is actually answering the second question, but be that as it may. So things are happening, they're happening quickly, they're happening more quickly and more differently than anticipated. And despite or because of this, perhaps, this could be a really, really energetic and inciting moment for you. So I feel good about what's coming forth for you. So you're there, but the potential block for you could be what you're spending your time and energy focusing on. The Five of Wands are people, places, and activities around you that bring up that energy that we saw like with the moon. So there's some competition, there is some conflict, there is some burnout. The next card, though, in this suit is already in the environment. Six of Wands. You not only can be successful, but you are when you stop focusing on this. Because there's too many cooks in the kitchen. There's too many wizards in the whatever. Like, all the energy is just going in all directions. So I think with that, we have to really ask ourselves, why am I sweating this stuff? Why am I worried about this? So focus instead on something else and step into this. Leveling up. That's what it's about. Moving up, moving on, moving out. But moving. No more stagnation. Okay? All right, so most of you wanted to let spirit decide. So I feel like now I'm going to clear this table off, and we're going to we're going to look at some stuff real quick here and see what wants to come through. And then we'll meditate. So we're doing a bonus part today. Thought I would try something different. Because you know I like to experiment on this channel. So give me a second here. Actually, yeah, I'll do this one. All right, so show me as we enter into a week that has a very significant, maybe multiple portals, because we have Day of the Dead, we have Halloween, we have so many beautiful energies this week. So what is it that we need to focus on in advance of that? Samain as well. So we have so many things. So what is it that we need to do? And what should we be focusing on with this? Okay, so let's talk about it. Six of Cups, a lot of communal energy coming through. Whether you're a grown-up or a child, I mean, this is a fun week with Halloween to get like the Six of Cups. So make time for gathering, for connecting, for re-engaging with that inner child as well. And I think that is one of the fun things about Halloween. We get back into the imagination. And who doesn't like a good scare, right? But it's also about remembering that anything is possible. So the inner child is coming through in this moment to re-engage you with your imagination. Some of us have lost it because we're disillusioned, as I said. There's so much going on, full stop, in our lives, in the world. And so we need to do something that gets us into the playful fantasy energy of the Six of Cups. This is also like the core relationships in your life. Siblings, lovers, friends, the people that know you intimately and are there like ride or die. This is where you should be focusing your energy. The challenge that might be coming up in some of the relationships is doubt. And what's interesting is, especially if you're trying to attract, because we are still under this energy of the magnet in this reading. So when you doubt yourself, you're not calling this in. That's actually blocking the Six of Cups. So the reversal of this is saying release doubt. Because if you doubt yourself, what you're going to call in is a difficult teacher. So instead of a friend or a partner or an advocate, you pull in someone that pushes your limits because they want you to stop doubting yourself, to get into that stubborn no. Because when we say that, we know who we are, right? So just K-N-O-W who you are, say N-O as much as you need to, and create that sense of confidence and clarity. Because then as you seek out people, when you step into the room, they know that you know who you are. And they know whether or not they want to engage with that. And you're going to pull in then the best kind of opportunities. So, know yourself. Don't doubt what you know internally as well. So the inner knowing, the intuition, this is good or this is bad. An example for myself, and I just checked it with a friend who's also intuitive, like as I was looking at a place this week, I stepped in, and because I've had issues with mold, the minute I stepped into the lobby, I'm like, there's water problems in this building. I could smell it on every floor. And I talked to a friend, she's intuitive. She's like, oh my God, my throat. Thank God you didn't go there. So I knew it because I've been through it, and you kind of develop a psychic sense for water damage. Or I'll step into a place, and one thing that's important for me is conductivity. Like, can I connect to my creativity here? Is it conducive for things? In a relationship, that same spark or that same, this doesn't pass the smell test exists. So do you feel the mutual spark? And does it smell like there might be something that they're not talking about that they're trying to hide? Trust your psychic senses. Sometimes they can be literal. Sometimes they can just be a gut feeling or whatever. And you're like, this isn't it. This isn't it yet. I'm not gonna compromise, and I'm not going to doubt my intuition. Okay? That's what you've been working on because it's coming through karmically or in the past. All right, coming through here in the present is not taking yourself for granted. Four of Pentacles. Rebuilding after perhaps not having enough, right? So if you are at this point where you're feeling like, I don't have enough, I want to attract more. Okay, so don't conflate, don't merge a present situation with what you are, have been, or will be. They're all separate. What you were isn't what you will be, and what you are isn't also necessarily what you were or they're all kind of in their own swim lanes. So let's separate them and say, I'm ready for more, because there's definitely room for more. And the Four of Pentacles also comprises the energy of holding on to pain from the past. Sometimes it's karmic pain. Sometimes we hold on to our parents' lessons because we want to be closer to them. They struggled with this, I struggle with this is a family thing. No, it isn't. Release it. One of my favorite movies, Practical Magic, without even giving away much, you can just fast forward if you haven't seen it. But if you haven't, watch it this Halloween. It's an amazing Halloween movie. There's a pivotal scene towards the end where an ancestral curse is broken. And it's so beautifully kind of like cinematically illustrated. You can do that. You can facilitate that for yourself. That's something I recently did. I'm like, I want to send this healing all the way through my bloodline. I want everyone to benefit from the fact that we don't need to deal with X, Y, or Z anymore. Receive the upgrade if you'd like. And you can let it go, because that's what this is really saying, let it go. It was their karma, not yours. It's like hand-me-downs. There comes a point where the shirt's so tattered, why am I putting this on? I don't want to wear this. It looks like crap. It doesn't make me feel good. So let's not carry the baggage of our parents, our grandparents, their parents. Let's appreciate what they went through, and let's recycle that energy, and let's create our own shirt. Let's create our own path, okay? Because it allows us to grow. And this is where the growth is stunted because of the familial or ancestral weight. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. It's the student becoming smarter than the teacher, or the child becoming wiser than the parent. And that is the goal. That is the goal. And you've seen it in movies, like, you're too smart for your own good. Don't talk back to me. Like, we should want our children to be better than us. That's the goal. So if there was anyone in your life, parent, teacher, boss, etc., that's like, don't you get too big for your britches or whatever, it's like, we're not talking about like braggadocio energy, but it's like, no, if you grow and you expand and I would hope someone would be able to surpass me if I had a child. Please, what did I spend all this time for? Yes, be the best version of you, and then pass that on to the next generation. So if there's anything that held you back, anyone that held you back, you're letting it go now. You're beaming up to your highest version of yourself, okay? Six of Swords. If not now, then when? It's time, folks. It's time to move. Move on, move up, move out. The door is opening. The portal is opening. And I think this is really connected with Halloween and November 1st as well. So by then, there should be some steps that are being made for the next big journey in your life. Change isn't easy, is it? But endings are what? Beginnings. And so this is a beautiful kind of like way to close this. And we'll lean into that at the end of the week when I do a special video around all of the holidays that are surrounding the 31st and the 1st. So change is inevitable, change is necessary, change is growth. This was fun. Maybe we'll do more of these goals. So if we meet the little goal, mini goal, then I'll do something special. And sometimes you can choose, or sometimes we'll do this and we'll let Spirit bring the messages forth. I'm trying new things, as many new things as I can, because it's like I said, if not now, then when? We'll do a briefer meditation today, but we're going to put in some healing with this meditation. By the way, before we go too far into it, like and subscribe. Share this video using the share button, or retweet it, or share it on the social media platforms that I've already put the posts on. And if you'd like to give back, you can do so. Every bit helps. I appreciate it. I'm here because of the support and the love of you. And you can also join me on the social media platforms. But now let's get into the meditation. All right, I'd like you to take a moment. We're going to focus on the heart today because of the Three of Swords that we saw. Take a deep breath. Take 2 or 3 deep breaths. As you do it, roll your shoulders up and back. Open up the heart chakra. You might even feel a gentle opening or even a little bit of a crack there as the heart is starting to come to the foreground here. Bring your hands towards the sky for a second. I'd just like you to sweep out. If you've ever seen the, is it the Vitruvian Man or whatever, but like that painting of the person that kind of, think of a snow angel too. So what we're doing right now is clearing the energy and the auric field around our bodies. And you're recreating those wings that I saw that you have, but maybe you haven't had a chance to spread them a little bit. Push out and push away anything that is blocking your ability to focus. People's fears, people's anxieties, your own discomfort and disease. Now imagine that there's a ray of light that is beaming all the way from the sun to your crown chakra. See a halo around there that is kind of absorbing that light. And feel that energy is going from the crown to your toes, all the way from the top of your body to the bottom of your body. And allow your hands to receive or cup in some of that light. And I'd like you to bring that right towards the heart. You actually don't have to touch the heart if you don't want to. You could just hold the hands above it and imagine that you're moving the energy. I'm moving the two in two different directions just to clear and clean. And as I do that, I can feel an opening. We're going to silently meditate for about a minute. And I'd like you just to focus on receiving a healing from Source, from your connection to God and the universe, and know that you can do it on your own. I'm just here to help you connect in your own way. So for everyone that's present, I ask for their own abilities to come forth and their own connection to be enhanced here. I'm going to focus here just a moment. Let's release what we don't need. Fears from the past, wounds from the past, blocks in the heart. Let's open it up. Take a deep breath. You can do what I just did, which is to gently shake your hands out, releasing anything that you might have been holding on to. Seal the connection to your heart, knowing now that you are clear and clean. It is beaming with light, is pulsing with light. You are connected to your own personal connection to Source, which you created and forged on your own. All right, take a moment, gently come back in your body. You might need to tap your feet on the ground or bring your hands together a little bit. Come back into your body and breathe. Open your eyes on the next exhale. Think about your final question. I'll just keep using this deck. Okay. All right. We got the King of Cups in the upright position. We healed the heart. That was the goal. If you asked me a question, can I do this? Yes, you can do this. If you asked when, it's now. And when we look at this, it's about trusting yourself, trusting your heart, being kind, being creative, leading with compassion. The King of Cups is one of my favorite court cards because he is power and compassion combined. A lot of the other ones can be a little bit heavy, right? King of Swords can sometimes say or do too much. King of Wands can sometimes energetically overwhelm. King of Pentacles can be a little flashy, but the King of Cups is really kind, really creative, really connective. So this week, lead with the heart, which is what we just did. Your heart knows. That's why in many mythologies, that's where the seat of knowledge is. And we just did a significant healing. It might have been brief, but it was a significant healing. I could feel the shift, and I hope you could too. All right. So we're trying some new things on the channel, some gentle healings, some changes in format, and roll with the punches. It's a good thing. We got to change. We got to keep moving up because the world is changing. So we have to get out of our regimented systems and ways of working. Okay. All right. Let's take a couple moments to express some gratitude. First of all, thanks to everybody that showed up today. And thanks for helping me make the goal. That is amazing. We'll keep doing that. in the future. And maybe I'll do little mini goals in some of the specials as well, because that just helps get us all connected and helps me as well. So thank you so much. All right, so a couple moments here to give some gratitude. First of all, we made it through the reading. Thank you. Always a reason to celebrate that we made some time, that we showed up today. I couldn't be here without you. Okay, so some gratitude for those that showed up. There's a lot, so I'm going to go through all of this. At the very beginning, as I was getting set up, I noticed that Shayna gifted 5 memberships. So welcome to everybody that got a membership from Shayna or Shanna. Thank you. Thank you to Colette for beginning the goal contributions. I appreciate that. Same thing with Ann Walk. Thank you to, Marianne, I think it is. Thank you, Marianne. And then Shayna or Shanna also gifted another membership. Thank you. Multiple contributions here from Marianne. Thank you. I'm glad that, Teresa, you thought that this was another Sunday highlight. Thank you so much. Let's see. We have another gifted membership from Sinclair Wolf Warrior. Cool name. Thank you. Contributions here from, DBC13 and Heather W. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Celebrating an anniversary here, we have Rebecca. Thank you for being a member for 20 months, almost 2 years. I appreciate it. I like your quote there. You have to be willing to get rid of the life that you plan to believe to have the life that's waiting for you. Thank you. You have to let me know who said that. That's great. Thank you to Kathy for 28 months. Look at that. Wow. Good morning to you as well. Thank you also to KC in Bloom for your contribution towards the goal. We have, CHOTTUISIM. I don't know how to say that, but thank you for becoming a channel member. Good to have you here. And Colette for contributing to the goal. Same thing with, Handa Engel, I think it is. Thank you for contributing as well, and for the sticker. And also to the member that just joined, CHOTTUSIM. Thank you for your contribution as well. Let's see. Shanna as well. You said there's another quote. Thank you for all of these perspectives today. I appreciate it. Lorna, thanks for your contribution to the goal. Same thing with Sinister Days. Cindy, thanks for gifting a membership, and welcome to the member that received it. And I appreciate that a lot of you that gift memberships are members. So thank you doubly for all of you that fall into that category. Cindy, thank you for your contribution. Holly as well. Colette, 2 in a row. Thank you so much. And I think you're number 1 on contributions in chat, so thanks. Multiple in a row. You really helped me make the special. Look at this. Oh my gosh, I'm hearting them away. How many was this? Okay, that was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, at least 10. So thank you. You helped us get to our goal today. And primarily that's why I was 48 to bring through the extra energy. So I appreciate that. Teresa, thank you for your 2 in a row as well. Fantastic. 48 months of membership. Lorna Smith, thank you for being here for 48 months. That is significant. You have a lot of choices, and I'm so happy and honored that you were here for that long. Teresa coming through with multiple contributions here. Thank you. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 at least. Thank you. Cindy as well. Colette. Colette again. Teresa again. Thank you, guys. Bonnie Kupirian. Let's see. We have Margaret. Also a new channel member. Welcome aboard. Yolanda, thank you for your contribution. We have 28 months of membership from Michelle Stanley. Thank you, for showing up too. I appreciate that. For over 2 years. That's a long time. Let's see, Georgia for helping us get to our goal as well. Thank you. We have Treens. Is that what it is? Treens 08. And then a brand new member. So welcome. And then Donna, who's been here for 36 months. That's a long time. But topping that a little bit is also, Kia Ora from New Zealand. I'm glad that you were able to catch the live today. And thank you for 57 months of membership. I can't even do the math of how long that is. That's a long time. And I'm so glad you've been here. 49 months right under that, my little Marjorie. So thank you very much. And then I think we have a couple of extra stickers here from Kathy and Holly. Thank you guys so much. That means a lot. I think today was a kind of a magical, powerful precursor to what's probably going to be an amazing reading on the 31st as well. To me, this is one of my most favorite months of the year because it's a birthday month for me. And it's also, I love the energy of Halloween because it gets us closer to that other side, which I think we're all needing the energy that there's something bigger than this experience right now. And there is. So if I can leave you with that, whatever you're going through, this too shall pass. We are in an interesting moment in time where there's a lot going on. So let's stay strong. Let's keep shining brightly. And through all the tumults, I'll continue to be here with you and for you. So let's keep showing up for each other. That's all we can do, right? All right, guys. Take very special care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Like I said, I'll be doing a bonus reading at the end of the week. I'll post that probably later today so you can add it to your notifications, okay? Until then, take care of yourselves, be well, and if I missed anybody, know that I will see it when I go through and put time codes in later. So lots of love and light. Take care. Bye-bye.